As a coach, Dain, I feel like, because I mean, you've been in the college scene for so long, the recruiting landscape has to be so different from when you started. Because I feel like when the ABCA adopted it, it was like you go to Southern California, you go to Florida.
Yeah.
That's where you recruit.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, just looking at our roster at Florida State, I mean, we got girls from Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, the Czech Republic. Like, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
How has it changed for you as a coach, just trying, because now, I mean, you pretty much have to recruit probably 35, 40 states.
Yeah, well, you know, when I was an assistant coach and Anna Collier was the head coach, she used to get a lot of athletes just homegrown, Southern Cal,
Yeah.
and it was very kind of concentrated. And as the sport's grown, it's really taken off. I always say the three hotbeds are Southern Cal, Florida, and Texas.
Yeah.
And Texas for sure has been huge for us. I think last year we had 7
Wow.
Texans, and I think this year we have probably somewhere between 6, maybe.
This year we have definitely 6, I think. Yeah.
Whoa. So I went heavy on, hey, wherever you're at, we're going to try to give you an opportunity instead of staying at home. And to be honest with you, I think some of the athletes that play in like Texas and even Florida, when they come out here, because most of the national championships of everything, 1440s out here, AVPs out here, AAU, all of it. And for the Southern California athlete, it's like they're rolling right out of bed. It's not as special.
Yeah.
But when Floridians and Texans come here and play in the South Bay, I think it's a bigger deal for them. And, I think sometimes you can find a lot of hunger outside of a little more hunger, I should say, because there's great athletes in Southern California as well. But definitely had to cast a larger net as the years go by. And now I think it's even going bigger. Now it's going global because we've had some successful Europeans. Tina Gradina, to be specific, for us, came here, didn't know what the real system was, and by the end was like, can I get another year? I want to, this is the greatest thing ever. And so that word is starting to spread throughout the European countries, and they're starting to get, hey, we don't have this system at home. Let's go to the United States, not only get our degree, but also be able to train in volleyball. So now it is international. There's no question. We have recruits that we're looking at all over the globe.
Yeah, and I think Tina was kind of a trailblazer in that, because when she first went to SC, I remember we had her on a podcast, and that she said that it was it's like almost judgmental. It was then like, oh, you're not good enough to play pro, so you're going to go to the NCAA. And now I think, you just look at the Olympics and how many
which
of
is
the
an absurd
competitors
statement.
Yeah, seriously.
Right? It's almost like doesn't even make sense. Like no one looks at it like that here.
Yeah.
Right.
And we look at it, we're like, well, this is the best. This is the best talent pipeline
If the
I've
pro
ever seen.
level offered like what some other sports do, like right off the bat, where you're signing for $1 million or something like that, maybe it'd be different, right? But I think the value of them going through that pipeline, obviously getting the education, living in the U.S. and all that, it just puts it on like a whole different level, I think.
And I agree with you 100% that if the next step was a huge step up, and we all know we played at the collegiate level and the pro level, and I have to tell my athletes, like, when you leave here, you're stepping down from a lot, not all programs.
USC is professional athletics.
I mean,
and then
because
there's the bottom of beach volleyball, and you work your way back.
Yeah, and that's not a knock against anything other than the top programs in collegiate beach volleyball provide the athlete with so many benefits. You're talking sports psychology, you're talking athletic trainers, you're talking strength and conditioning, you're talking nutrition, you're talking all your flights and everything is
tutors.
Everything's taken care of. You play, go to school, and take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And she can attest to that.
Yeah, it's top notch. You can't compare. Yeah, it's great.
And then it's a bummer though, like you go to the pro and the pro level, and you're like, I gotta hire my own coach, I gotta hire if I want a nutritionist, I gotta figure that out. And It's hard.
Yeah,
It's
USA
hard.
Volleyball has a pretty nice facility for us. Like we have a state-of-the-art facility with the weight room, athletic trainers, a boardroom, watching film, meetings. They're taking care of some stuff. But yeah, the just uniqueness of beach volleyball in itself, how each team is really just two people, and you're getting resources, but you're on your own. You're not USC. You're not USA Volleyball when you travel. I don't know if there's another alternative to it. Well, maybe what the AVP is doing, where they're creating these actual teams. If they get ownership groups together, and I'm looking far down the line, but
Yeah.
Well, I think
it's just the nature of a two-man sport, maybe.
I think so, because you got to compare it to like a golf or like
Or like, what about
tennis
doubles tennis?
or something that's more individualized,
Right.
and it comes down to, because those guys scrap too, the tennis players and
Yeah.
golfers. The only difference is the checks are a lot bigger,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
makes a lot more sense, and it makes it a lot easier to hire coaches and whatnot.
Yes.
And so it's
Create that team around yourself.
yeah, it's definitely a struggle until it becomes more of a financial opportunity for the players, for sure.
Yeah, but it's so cool to see the resources that college athletes get.
Yeah.
I've never seen facilities like when I went to Florida State. Holy shit!
Yeah.
There's 6 weight rooms.
Yeah.
Coming from the guy that had never even seen a trainer's table when he first came out on tour. He's like,
Yeah,
bro, go over there. You can get a massage. He's like, how do I gotta ask them? Or I'm like, just go.
Just
bro.
go.
Troy just held my hand through my first main draw.
Now he's coaching at Florida State, one of the best. Yeah,
And I think to your point too, USAV has done a great job. If you compare USA Volleyball today from when me and Fenoy Moana
for sure.
played,
Even when I started,
it's been so many more benefits, so many more stipends. I mean, we didn't really have anything back then. It's tough if you don't live close to the facility, but I think they've done a great job to this point, and it's starting to ramp up.
Yeah.
But we got a long way to go. Let's not fool ourselves. There needs to be way more investment in the sport, and I think it was a massive wake-up call this year, because every gold medalist that we've had is, I would call them self-made. They weren't brought up through a system like a USAV.
Yeah.
And now it's time for USAV to really step up, and I think we got slapped in the face bringing home no medals.
Yeah,
I think everybody was shocked. I know I was shocked.
Yeah.
Being there, I thought we would bring home a medal, at least in the women's side, if not a gold, and a bronze, or
I
two
thought
medals.
we would have had 2 teams
Yeah.
on the podium.
Yeah.